operated for some years, but in 2019 we have to shut down due to some cogent reasons. But now we are coming to the market space with full opportunity for the end users. Okay, our product is based on quality wash, so we just want to give out something that will that will give value to people out there. So we are coming more in a full strength to ensure that people have the best and the best quality of our products, you know. So better than what we have been doing before. So like the two things they ask most is that based on our quality, we are most concerned about our quality better than what we what we do before, and more so uh, a very concrete service to everybody, especially making the world a better place for people to have comfort, both men and women, to have access to comfort from the Lawrence company. So press, we're happy to see you on ground with us, live and direct. Uh, First of all, my name is Honorable DJ Afolabi, uh, the CEO of Neurons Commercial Industry Limited. Starting from my right hand side is the brand manager, Mr. Daniel Afolabi, which is my nephew. My immediate left side is the Mrs. Afolabi Bukola Afolabi, and my far left hand side is Mr. Bamidele Bashiru, is the operation manager of Lewis Commercial Industry Limited.
Today's press conference. We'd love to hear from you what you have for us. Before we start asking you questions, why have you called us to this press conference?
Thank you very much. Um, Thank you for the question. It is very vital that we have you all on ground as a journalist, because in an industry like this, virtually in every industry, we have to do with the media, because uh, when we think about ourselves, then we should be able to think about the market space. And how do we get to the market space? It is through you, gentlemen of the press. So without you, gentlemen of the press, it will be hard for us to penetrate to the market space. And that is why you all are very important to us, to put you in our program, in our agenda, in everything we do. So, and that is why we call you to come on with us and take us up, especially when we need to talk to the end users, to the distributors, to the buyers, and all that. So we have to communicate to them through you, most especially, despite that we have to go there physically. But most important, those who are far away from us can hear about us or see about us through you, through your instrumental. And that is why we have you on ground this morning.
So can you please take us through some of the products you have at the newest group
Yeah.
and why it is important that you upscale the quality as you
Thank you
like
very
mentioned?
much, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh, Remember in 2013 when we took the bull by the horn by commencing with newest. We started with newest paints, but now it is called newest color paints as part of our upgrading. Right from the onset, we have been producing industrial paints with most quality that is most needed out there. And of course, the distributors, the painters, because we will deal with painters. Our painters who painted who painted structure, you know, knows the best because they are the people who apply it on the structure. So they advise the users, I mean the buyers, of what to get in the market in terms of when it comes to paint. Of course, we have variety of paint companies there, which are they have their own names of brands. So Nubes Paints has been on since 2013, but this time around, we've decided to upgrade better than what we do before, and that's what will come about Nubes Paints color, newest color paint rather. So, and what we have on ground now uh, is more superior because in paints we deal with chemicals mostly, and right now we have abandoned local chemicals. We don't even deal with them. What we embrace more is international chemical. Everything we use as a material, as a raw materials, are materials, imported material, and in a few times when we are going to unveil it, we have to showcase every product we have or the materials we have so that people can see it. And those who does it out there can see the chemical by the time we mention them. So mostly we get our products, our raw materials from the Indian chemical, Germany chemical, and the Italy. Those are the chemical that are very vibrant in the market space. And we don't buy in a scale, no, because our Nigerian people, anyway, we are funny. Sometimes they could be funny because of dilution. So that's why we bought everything in bulk, sealed, so that we can have the taste of quality we want to give out to the market. So right now, our quality, our paints are very superb in the market. So whoever that is using the newest color paints will always have to ask for more. And when it comes to our detergents, powder, wash, uh, it's something we have to go into a deep research, a very deep research. We will spend most of our time and, in fact, a lot of fortune have gone into research to come out with the best because we are going to compete in the marketplace. We have variety of it there. So if we must come out in a colorful way and the quality, then we must able to compete in the marketplace based on what we have on ground. So our detergent product is very superb. It's something that it has no fear about. Once you use it, whatever it deals with anything. It deals with anything. Right now, we've started our consultation based on with some of the laundry services and all that here and there. So we give them some little context to go and use and get back to us with the results. And of course, they were able to confirm what we're expecting from them. And also, one of our products, the bath soap, medicated bath soap, is something we have to seek the attention of the expertise, to so that to inculcate more uh, better than what we are thinking, so that it could be a collaboration of what we're taking out there. And I believe very soon we'll hear from the NAFDAC about it. And coming back to our paint product, it has been taken to lab by the Standard Organization of Nigeria, and it's very, very unique. In fact, we thought it would go to spend a lot of time for us to get the result, but it only took us maybe a week, and they gave us a stamp of quality. So, and we're happy about that. And that's us to tell us that yes, they they are aligned with the quality they expected from us.
What can you say, or like, what is the unique selling point for your detergent? Because when you look at what is in the market, we have a lot of detergent varieties. But what do you think will stand your whole detergent out?
Yeah.
And then, um, cost wise,
Yes.
it's also affordable.
Yes, very, very affordable because while we think about ourselves, we have to think about the users. Of course, we all understand the economic of today in our country. Um, our detergent is usable conveniently and comfortably, and it's affordable. So it is in line with the current price of the market. I think right now there's a uniform pricing in all the detergents, and because though it's range by range, we have three range: the 180 kg, the 135 kg, 122 kg, and all that. But we do not allow the price to be enormous. It's affordable in the market space. And like I said, in terms of the quality, we do not mind, we do not compromise the quality. Though we are giving out the price, how do I put it? The price is below the quality. So the quality is more than the price, but we don't mind. All we just want is to get a result out there. And as time goes, we believe people we subscribed completely with what we have. And to answer your question in terms of what we give back to the market, yes, we have other variety of souvenirs that will come along with most especially those who buy in bulk, those who buy in bulk and sell in retail. So of course we have to consider them because they too have to make profit in what they buy. So while we think about our own profits, we also have to consider them too. Being in the market, they are our middleman to the end user. So what we have for them are like in a I think in a pack in a carton we have about we have sometimes 72 pieces in the carton. Of course, if you are buying maybe like 5 carton, we can allow you to have one carton extra so that they also can gain more better and still have to come back for more. So those are the program we have for them. And more so, we are going to have in terms of our market team, we're going to equip them with so many knowledgeable on how they can penetrate to ensure that the buyers are more comfortable. And of course, like I said, the souvenirs are going to be ready so that along the line, while they are getting the products, they are also getting other benefits that could be useful for them.
Okay, sir. Looking at the market structure, how you intend getting those products to the public, to end users. I want to ask that, are those products available for the entire Nigerian market across the country? Or for now, it's still within Lagos or probably Ogun states? Then if that is the case, what are you doing to ensure that you spread it?
Yeah, thank God. Thank you very much. That's a vital question. That is why we have you on ground. I'm sure your voice speak louder than even what we do by getting across the nation. Of course, the product we are having is beyond Lagos. It's beyond Ogun State. It's beyond a particular state. It's all around the nation because our primary objective is for us to penetrate to every angle of Nigeria across the 36 states, both villages, the rural area, the urban area, most especially the rural areas. Those are the people, those are the targets we intend to penetrate by, you know, bringing out our voice, our product, and all that. And in terms of getting it reached to them, yes, we have. That's why we intend to hold a program for our distributors separately. We're going to have a section for our distributors. We're working on it. So those are all our distributors are going to be invited. We equip them with knowledgeable way of getting it across and all that. Of course, we believe by we wouldn't mind the economy and all that because most of these things have to do with transportation to get it across to Ibadan, to what do you call it, Lagos and here and all that. Though we've decided to take the stress upon ourselves. So whatever it takes for us to get across to people so that they can have the comfort of what we have at the affordable rate.
Okay, so I understand that this is the return to the company in a new way. So what informed the decision in the first place to say, okay, let's pause for a while, let us re-strategize before we
Yes.
come back? What informed that decision? And again, the market. Are there certain challenges that equally have contributed to that decision? Maybe in terms of materials, in terms of policies, in terms of consumers, what are those things? And then thirdly, when it comes to the detergents that we are talking about, what is the nature of this? Are they also equally something that can be useful for washing machines, or is it only for hand wash? And then the paints, you say you are sourcing for the materials from abroad. Why are you not getting any materials from the country? Is it only the one abroad that are quality materials, or there are no qualified suppliers around that can equally? So then, indigenous
Yes,
suppliers
indigenous, yeah.
that you can source from. And then if there are certain challenges in that area, maybe you should identify them to that one.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me take it from the last question there. Uh, we had several experience why where our function was on with in terms, especially in the painting, the local local
Supply.
materials. Yeah. Sometimes we discover there was a time we acquire some material. Some are in liquid, while some are in powder. So there was a time we bought in a drum, and it was a bad experience. It was a bad experience and very expensive compared to that time. That was 2018. And we couldn't get what we want. We end up to dispose the products. Honestly speaking, we end up because we can't take it out. It will dent our image. Because who are we going to tell that, oh, it is the material was inferior? They're not going to hear us. The blame has to come from us. And that is why it is important for every manufacturer to have a section of yes, where you examine your raw material, whatever the faults you discover on time before you take it to the final production. And thank God we were able to be vigilant about that. So after production, we discover we couldn't get the result we expected to have. What's happening? Just later we now test the raw materials. We call it, especially we call it acrylic PVA. It was fake. It looked exactly the content looked exactly what we used to use, but in terms of the quality is not there. So eventually we end up disposing the chemical, all right, which is as a big loss on at us, the company. So we have to source for the 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 correct, the exact what we want. So that is why we must be very careful. And like I said the other time, that we don't like to buy a chemical to source for a chemical that is in retail. No, we want it sealed because the moment it is opened, there's possibility that it has been diluted. And I don't want to demarket our country and our people. That's why I don't want to go into that area. That's why I say that our people are so funny. And most of the people you see dealing with chemical are the evil people mostly. And one have to be very careful in dealing with something local. Well, I believe God will upgrade us in this country beyond what we intend to be. So we the our thinking is still backward compared to the international. All right, we just have to be sincere in what we do, just like what we're trying to portray right now in terms of newest products. We have to be sincere to our buyers, to the distributors, so that they can get what they want. If we intend to produce uh, below standard just for us to get profit, it will bounce back on us. it will definitely back on us. But we have to get down the quality, even though the profit is not uh, the profit margin is not meeting the standard. At least we believe someday we'll get it done by getting down the quality. So that is at times we're careful about the local made than international. The international is not that we contact them from there. They are here. They are in Oregon. Yes, they are in what do you call this in this side of Acme. Yeah, the Indian company are there. They bring it, the import it, then we get it from them at Acme there. So most of the raw chemical are there. For instance, now one of the local chemical are mostly at Ojota. Now it's our people that are dealing with it. I'm used to them. Though right now, based on experience, when I see a particular chemical, uh, I don't need to take it to lab before I will get that this is not the actual chemical or it has been diluted. You know, since I'm well acquainted with it, I've been dealing with chemical for going to 15 years now. So once I see it, I grab the quality between the quality and the inferior. So that is why we prefer to get our raw material in bulk. We don't buy in retros because of the quality. Secondly, in terms of the detergent, it's equally what I've explained in terms of the paint. So because it has to do with chemical as well, the target. So all we are just trying to advocate this morning is for us to give a better quality for the end users, especially to help the distributors. We have to make quality because distributors too, they are very, very intelligent. They know the company they are dealing with. Once they examine the content that is not up to the standard, they went back. They reversed back. We have been dealing with them for a while. And I know that we have one of our distributors at Ilaro. She's a larger. No, 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 no. In fact, I can synonymously say that she's even more experienced than the producer. Because once she see the content, once she touch the paint and she sees the content, she knows the quality. You can't even deceive her. So she don't need to invite maybe an expertise to come and help us to examine it. She will open it, touch the content for about 60 seconds. She will examine it and she will tell, she's very blunt. No, 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 no. This is not what she wants. And she will reject it instantly. I think she had done that once. We got an experience from her. So yeah, from that. So that's a kind of one of the distributor are expected a lot because she has been dealing with painting and all that, and she knows the quality. So that's why we are mindful of what we produce. Especially what got me so excited one of these days that we were able to visit the standard organization and we got a very good response from them. So it's got us very excited and so happy. Okay.
From my own aspect, I'm interested in getting to know how you came across the concept of naming your company newest. How did you conceive that idea? You need to know.
Yeah, thank you very much. If you can see the name you read, newest. Newest is the company name, newest commercial industry limited. That is why we want everything new. Even the old things, the old items should become new. Like when we say newest, nobody will want to derive from being new. Everybody want to grab anything new. When you bring, for example, now let me make example. When you bring a new note and it holds currency, all right, and you give it to a child, and I know definitely I want to believe that child want to grab the new note first, better than the old currency that is I don't know the kind of what to qualify that. The way we handle our currency these days, some of us, especially the Okada people and all that, they have to squeeze it. So when you have new notes and the old note and you give it to a child, he will first of all grab it, the new note. So automatically, anything new is what everybody would like to grab first. So the and I in those days, uh, we talked about any being coming out with new content. Everything has to be new. So you can see the company name, Newest Commercial Industry Limited. The product name, uh, we have our soap, bath soap, new skin, new skin. Why we also have detergent, newness. So we believe in new. Even though it is old, we believe it can come back to new. So, and that's how we believe in our country today that whatever the situation we are going through, one day will become as a new nation.
May I ask
Wow.
is it policy? Is it apart from you mentioned the local aspect?
Yes.
What other challenges are you facing
Yeah.
that you think that these things need to be addressed so that the end results to translate to maybe cheaper price
Yes.
for the end user,
Yes.
maybe it also quality control will improve and all that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what are those
Thank you very
challenges?
much. I really appreciate that question that you throw back again. I could remember you asked the other time, but it escaped my memory. Yeah, there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of challenges, and I will mention just few. Especially, I want this to go straight to the government. We understand that government cannot do everything, but government needs to stand up on their feet and look into industries, especially the producers, manufacturers, and look at their challenges. Number one challenges I will mention is power. Power is one of the big challenges in this country to produce because I could remember one of the reasons why behind our shutting down in those days. Number one, you can't rely on the NEPA light alone when in terms of production because at the process of producing, sometimes the light will go off, and there are some production that it has to be continuously. You must not stop because of the chemical you are adding. Like ours now, we have a machine, a production machine that rolls, and it must, roll to mix the chemical for good 30 minutes, non-stop. But while you are using it and the light goes off, just like we're sitting down now, I notice that the light has gone off. So in terms of some chemical does not, tolerate that. It will automatically affect the production. So what is it telling us? We have to source for a bigger generator. And for you to get like 20 kVA, 30 kVA, it's not an easy job. Now, okay, having a generator to, to beat up the NEPA aspect, it incur more expenses. Diesel is not easy to get, and all that because most of the bigger generator deal with diesel, and diesel is not the price is not friendly. It's not. Those are the challenges we're having. We're having an industry on getting, on getting a quality something to produce. Now, government needs to do a lot of things. We understand government are doing their best. They are doing their best, especially the current government. Of course, they are doing their best to ensure the nation have what it takes to build up the economy. But at the same time, we will still have to persuade them to put more effort, especially to consider the manufacturer industries. Because some time ago, a few years ago, I have a study about South Africa. Their government will go into every sectors in terms of industry and ask them, what are your challenges? What are your challenges? And all that. I could remember that when a lecturer came out, was an event when an international lecturer was saying it, that the government of South Africa will go into every place. They have the body, that agency that they send out to ask the challenges of each company. What are the challenges? And take back to the ministry. Yes, I believe it helps them to know the challenges, and if although they cannot do it 100%, at least 80%, the solution will be, will be solved. But in terms of our country, we still need more to that. we need exactly what country are doing. Our government needs to, set up a body, for instance, for the Ministry of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Thank you, sir. Needs to inculcate this habit of what South African are doing, going to different countries, in different factories and all that to ask the challenges. Is it human challenges? Is it uh, there are variety of it. We need it because I believe when an entrepreneur set up a business, automatically he cannot do it alone. We will have to employ more hands, and by employing more hands, it reduces the level of uh, lack of job and all that. But when the company fail to stand, it automatically affects the job because if the company is not moving, you cannot be able to employ. And when you employ more from the streets, you reduce crime, you reduce jobless, and all that. So there are a lot of challenges in terms of number one, getting sourcing for the raw materials to use. That is one aspect. Secondly, in terms of power aspect, is a big challenge. Now, I want to put this to government. I'm part of government. I'm once an elected person as a politician. Despite the politics, that's why we have our own business. Because I believe every politician must have a business. That is why you will not be able to embezzle money. But when you channel all your attention on politics, of course you will steal. Of course you will embezzle money. But there must be, because politics is a part-time. But some of us are taking as a full-time job. And politics is not job, it's not occupation. So that is why government need to encourage businesses, especially the industries, the manufacturers. For instance, now, a few weeks ago, I approached manufacturer man, the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, so that we could be part of them and all that. But the condition they were giving us is a bit high. But that's why we're trying to meet up. That's why when Alaji asked me, can we visit the factory and all that, I say for some time because the condition they gave us, we must have this, we must have this, we must have this, and they will come, at the end of the day, they have to come and inspect there. So if we meet up the standard, then we'll be part of the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, which is MAN. So that's where Eastern needs to put things, gadgets together, our machines, our building, and all that, and surrounding, so that we can meet up the standard of what they want, what they request from us. So, and I believe with some certain time, we'll be able to emerge with that. But in terms of the challenges, government need to come to the rescue of industries to also ease the government's activities and also help the economy to grow. Because when I believe every private industries hard to economy because when they do well, when it goes well with them, of course, they pay tax. For instance, now Lagos State are asking for tax. The federal governments are asking for tax now, which we're going to pay. That's the inland revenue, federal inland revenue services. Automatically, we have to pay. We have to pay for it for us to move forward. Those are the things we're talking about. For us to be able to pay the certain amount they're asking us, let them also come to the rescue of asking us what are the challenges, just like you have asked, and what are the challenges. So we believe we can't leave everything to government alone, but government need to come to the rescue of industries, so that we could also be equipped with confidence and all that, especially the aspect of light issue, right? So for now, that's what we have.
Concerning the print, where's the color print? What are the varieties of the
Yes,
types of food that you have, or and
yes,
their qualities, what they can be used for?
yes, yes. Yeah, thank you very much. In terms of our painting products, we have three three types. No, we have four. We have four. Now, the first three aspects is we have emulsion paint, we have matte finish, and we have satin. Those are for structure, all kinds of structure, both government structure, both recreation, both schools, offices, and all that, banks, and all that. So those are section of what we have, and it could be used both exterior and interior. All right, and and that's why we make sure that our quality meet up the standard of what people need. All right. So in terms of emotion, in terms of test codes, in terms of matte finish, in terms of satin, this this different color that I've mentioned, all right, this texture that I've mentioned are quite different from each other. So it has grade by grade, all right. And when it comes to industrial paint is what we use for the demarcation of the road. You know, when a road is being constructed, we have the line, the zebra, and all that. So, which we are also expert in it as well. So, and of course, we give out the quality. So, our paints are in a different, segments that we use. That the satin paint is the most expensive paint out there today. Very expensive. It's not everybody that uses it. But most especially when you go to the bank now, the bank uses it. And satin paint, you can't use it in outside paint, because of the sun. Yeah, the sun is, but after a while it will peel. So we advise people who use satin that no, it's only interior. You can only use it for your parlor, for your room, sitting room, rooms, and all that. So that's why you see banks today, they're using in their banking wall, not outside. So when it comes to matte finish, it's what you can use. For instance, now, what you can see now is matte finish. These are part of our products. The hotel got it from us, and this is what they call matte. It's bring out the smooth aspect of it. So the emotion is a bit lower to matte finish, but the highest paint texture is the satin.
But you made mention of four, which is
Gold marking and all that. Yes.
So do you go into collaboration with some company that are using your product with a view to having a kind of a one-way situation, like if you know that there are companies that are using a large quantity some of your products, so that you have instant
Yeah,
instant
yeah,
sales,
yes. Most of our
or this all this big
yes, yes,
production
yes,
company for
yes.
marking.
Of course, of course. In terms of our emulsion paints, satin paints, and matte finish paints, mostly we deal with developers. So we have them there in Nigeria. We have a lot of them, which we have their list, which today they are dealing with us. For instance, now there's a particular estate in Maryland, Mende, Tiamiyu Estate. As I mentioned the name, anybody can go there. Still today, this is the fourth year they've painted the estate. The paint is still there. In fact, I still one of the reasons that we're back now. I visited the MD. Sir, I know go to the paint is still there. It's still there. So what we produce can withstand the sun and rain. It can withstand it. We have, I think we give duration of 3 to 4 years to people. 3 to 4 years duration. Because when you see a quality paint, the first thing you will examine is the rain and the sun. What is inferior, is not up to standard. I'm telling you, after 6 months, it will fade off, especially when it comes to a rain aspect. Now, this place has been painted for over 2 years now, and it still looks shine. You can see it there. It still looks shine. And this is, I'm not talking about the interior, I'm talking about how the exterior, because mostly it will withstand the sun, the rain. So the weather has to do with the quality paint. So if it's up below the standard, it can't. It can't withstand the weather. So, like I said in Tiamiyu, I still make a reference to that every time I speak to people. I give people the direction to go there. People around there. If I went that place, that estate was being painted. In fact, those people are living there are Indians. Mostly are Indian. Occupy the estate at Tiamiyu Estate, Mende. So it gives me joy that at least this paint can withstand the weather up to this moment for the period of 3 to 4 years. So I'm the one still persuading the director that no, you can still put it select it more fresh, more. So of course our paints withstand whatever the weather, that's sunny, come rain and anything.
Okay, sir, on touch now. I know a lot of people will be seeing this and reading this particular piece would be interested in doing business with you. So I want to ask, are you still open to getting more distributors? Then, for those who are interested, how do they get to contact you so that they can distribute your products?
Yes, yes, thank you, sir. Yeah, distributors are needed. Distributors are external body on their own. All right. So they come to us to get in the bulk and and deal with it in retail. So right now, as we speak, distributors are highly welcomed to newest color paints. So we situated our location is at number 34, number 3, I mean 134 Ibadan, Lagos Ibadan Expressway. But very soon, you have to visit there to see things yourself. I want to give a reference to one of our distributors in those days there. Hmm. It was a funny one. The Alaja I spoke about the other time, she's at Ilaro at Yewa side. Well, before we started supplying her, she was dealing with other products. And we started supplying her. We introduced a small 4 liter pin to her, and she went, she takes it, and she confirmed it to us. And that's how we started, supplying her. At the process of supplying her, we noticed that she couldn't do with other products. So it was all our products in our store. I think we were able to supply her close to 1.5 years. She was dealing and she pays instantly. But when we had issue of shutting down the company, it wasn't that easy. In fact, it got to a time the woman she almost placed a curse on us because she told us that we've misled her, that she abandoned other products that she has been dealing with, adopted our product because our product is quality. But at the time, we could not be able to supply her due to some of we could not be able to produce. So for her to go back to other company and adopt them, it wasn't that easy for her. And she kept on hammering and shouting and all that. Why we put her into distress and all that? Our painter is what she needs, but now she could no longer have it, and she have to go back, and it's not easy for her to go back to that. So I felt so bad. So that tells me that, of course, she's very acquainted with our product. She don't want to leave it, but unfortunately, we're unable to produce due to some kind. And the reason why we shut down is that then it was during this lockdown. What do you call it? COVID-19. So things were so expensive. By the time after the COVID-19, for us to go back to business was very hard because what we were buying as at that time before the COVID-19 uh, was not able to afford. It was times two, in fact, times three of what we were buying then. So we could not be able to afford it. Those are the first challenges. And the second one was due to no light to produce because we didn't have generator with based on NEPA light. So and those are the things that affected us, you know. So but now that we're back, we like I said, we want to come back in a full force, not just the business, but in terms of workforce with our people on ground. So now, after now, we are thinking of staging a program that is mainly for the distributors. We're going to invite them, give them kind of uh, orientation on how they can get our product from different locations and all that. And but we want to ensure that we have enough on ground. But very soon we're going to invite them and bring them on a seat like this at a conference and tell them what to do and how easy they can access the products for distribution all around.
Provincial, you should go into that direction, and then maybe to food or whatever.
Yeah, thank you, Alaji. Right from the day one, I work with AIT Infotech, headed by Dr. Bayero Gabi. I don't know if that name sounds into you. So he's an AIT Infotech broadcaster. I started thinking that I love being an industrious person. I love having an industry. So I started having that kind of inspiration in me and all that. So of course, I was part of those who went for industrial training at Julius Berger. So, and I was able to bring out a very good experience from it. It was about 6 months uh, lecturing. So, and painting is one of the things I love most because it's very, very lucrative, very lucrative. And paint has to do with water. So there's no way uh, a paint manufacturer will lament that it lack the terms of production or once there's water, then most of the chemicals have to do with with water, you know. Thank God it is not fuel that it will become hard. So the inspiration came by having being an industrial person because most time then while I was there in AIT Infotech, uh, we visit because I'm in a research department. So we visit most industries and all that for their magazine and all that for adverts. So I saw the way it's been, yeah, I saw the way it's been done. When we went go into some factory, we see wow production and all that. And most to crown it up, especially uh, uh, there are lots of issue of jobless out there. We believe if there's more industries out there, it will reduce the rates of lack of job to those who don't have the capacity to bring up a company or industry. All right, because it's not everybody that's the capacity can go after that. So I believe there are people now we put out job vacancies out there. Now I can tell you that in the record now we have 1,800 uh, application. So and we can't take anybody. We just have to take what we can afford to pay. All right. So I believe if there are more industries out there, of course, they will be able to, to be, to have to employ people who are working on the streets, and have their daily bread. So it came to my mind that, oh, I want to have industry. I want to have one. And when we started, it was funny. Then I look at my account. I didn't have much. I have one of my colleagues there. She's a reporter. Her name is Noye. G. Are you okay? Do you know how much you must have to set up a company like this? I said, don't worry. I just believe. I just have the belief and the courage. And I look back truly, there wasn't any much. The first lawyer I hired to help us register the company, swing our money. Very funny. So I gave him, I then 2000, in 2012, I gave him 85,000 for him to be able to register a company at CAC and all that. And not knowing that I can do it myself. Eventually, first week, second week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, we don't say anything. He kept on posting and posting. Sir, we need a certificate for this. Exactly. So it was later on and outside that what is it? What it is in this? Okay, and I give credit to Dr. Uche Oga, that's the former former state minister of state, steel and mines. Dr. Uche Oga is the owner of Masters Energy today. So, and I woke up to him. I said, sir, these are the things that they said, okay, don't ask me, just leave him, don't ask me. And that time I could remember he gave me $1,000. He said, go and start up, go and add to what you have. So I could not be able to go to any lawyer again. I just went up to CAC at this Alausa side, behind this Alausa. Yeah. So I went there and I met an Alausa man. Thank God, the Alausa man is a lawyer too, but he works there at Mr. Ahmed. I could remember Mr. Ahmed Shaib or something. So it's okay, no problem. He told me what to do. He gave me the list of form and everything I did. And the company was registered. He asked me how much to pay. And before you know it, under 2 weeks, everything, they got our certificates ready, our names, search of name, we got it, and everything went well. So wow, I could have done this myself. So that's how we started newest company 2013. So we ensure that first of all, we got all our certificates ready. The TIN number, we went to our FRIC, they were giving us the charges, everything, we did it. And that's how we started. So not knowing, thank God that I have the idea of going through the document first. So while we are producing sometime one certain day, so some certain army were passing by and they saw us and they stopped. They said, yes, what we're doing is pirate. Legal. It's legal. They were harassing some of my producers. They went to the factory and started packing and, hey, everybody, come down, sit down. They even asked them to lean down. And when I walk up, say, are you the owner? I say, yes, I'm the owner. We notice you are all everything you are doing is is a pirate. So you must explain that. Okay, no problem. This is not pirate. This is our name. You can see on our content on the bucket, newest. That's our name. Say no. Can I prove it? And I went back to the office. I bought all the certificates of CSC and everything I showed them. And when they show it, and when they saw it, it's okay. It's okay. I think everything is correct. And we brought out the check, our bank check. It was written newest commercial investment limited. And that's how they went away. So if we had not taken the document in the first place, I think before they knew that it's our company, the harassment will have gone beyond that. So I advise those upcoming people who want to who are aspiring for something like this to first of all seek for the right channels, register with the company, register your company with ACAC, which is the line with the federal government and all that, so that we can have your like unlike people our brothers in Korodu that they were apprehended at the backyard producing wine and all sorts of drinks and everything. You see, so I'm sure most of you journalists will have heard about that. So those are the things we have to think about and stay away from such illegal things. So to answer your question, of course, we have everything it takes on ground to move forward with a good product. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In making a paint, to make a print, we have 14 chemicals. If these 14 chemicals are not completed, then it's inferior. There are some chemicals that we have a particular one that's ammonia. Ammonia prevents the paint from getting spoiled because you see some spoil some paints after 3 months it will start smelling. In fact, you cannot withstand the smell. Yeah, it's like you open a soakaway. So those are the things you have to use for prevention. And there's a particular chemical you must use for the sake of human and when to heal. Yes, we have them in variety. I think we have about two of them, which is a deformant and deformant and formalin. Uh, it prevents healing for human use and all that. So those are the things. That's why I said those 14 chemicals, namely, must be completed. Number one, if it's not complete, it will affect the quality. Number one, it will affect the business itself. Number one, it's not good for health because once the particular prevention is not there, to heal is not proper. And we are being advised, especially the paint coming, you cannot produce a paint within the surroundings where people are living because of the some that there's a powerful chemical that is more It's not good. It's just like a we call it like tear gas. You can't even, yeah, you can't even stay there. Yes, you can't stay there for once it's opened, you can't stay within. You have to leave the place, and it's meant for prevention. For paint, so once you use it in the paint can stay for a year. Once it's not opened, it can stay for a year. You must use it, but it's not good in the surroundings where there's children or people now that we call it ammonia. So it's like a gas, like a tear gas. So every chemical must be used accordingly and it must be completed. Also to support the production
What do you
manager.
think the government can do?
Okay. Our production manager need to have support the question of the hazardous paint, provided the chemicals are of appropriate ratios. If the percentage of the 14 chemical are inappropriate, yes, there's not going to be hazardous to the environment. Even when you open and start using it.
So what you're saying is that the moment you open it, you begin to that feeling that
No, the ammonia is talking about is gaseous in nature. So if you inhale it, it can be hazardous to health. But if it is used in the right percentage when mixing our chemicals, there is not is not going to affect the health of the communities of anybody using it. So I just want to add that to it. So we ensure that all our paints are mixed in the appropriate percentage.
okay. So, sir, what do you think the government can do to help local manufacturers?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Like I said the other time, let me reiterate it better. Uh, we want to persuade, we can really persuade the government to come up, yeah, because they are doing their best. Government cannot do everything, especially when we say government, we also are government. So we all hands have to be on the deck to make things done, work for this country to move forward. But at the same time, we believe the government body has the most power and authority to exhibit uh, uh, the the help that should be coming from them. We need governments to think about the industrial companies, most especially, for instance, now when infrastructure is not in the country, the country will doom and done. So we need more infrastructure. And when there's an infrastructure, government alone cannot implement infrastructure. Private as well, individuals and all that. But at the same time, like I said, the experience I shared the other time that I have in South Africa was that they instruct the Ministry of Infrastructure to go out there and visit private companies, owners of companies, and ask them one or two questions about their challenges. What are their challenges? It could be human challenges. It could be the light issue. It could be what they use and all that. So if our government can also inculcate the same idea and bring it to our doorstep of every industry, well, I think it will suppress the stress we are going through today. Because, secondly, in terms of the kind of billing, government need to look into that. Of course, you have to pay the price for you to get the best. So sometimes I experience one of my colleagues, a friend to me, who has a company as well. He always laments the kind of money he pays and all that to government and all that. So that's one aspect. But the most important thing, government need to come to the rescue of every industry and see how they can come in. Then, of course, things might not be done 100%, but 50%, contribution will help the company to move forward. Like I said, when companies stand and have confidence, you'll be able to employ as much as the company, as much as you can, to reduce unemployment on the streets. And this have to come with the help of the state government or federal government itself to help. So the challenges are there, are there. So I credit like I experienced of recent, one of the biggest industry, the captain of industry, Dangote himself, during the what do you call it, the refinery. You see, he went through a lot, even when they were trying to, sabotage his efforts. Although he was trying to reduce the pricing, and there are somebody who don't want that to happen. So they were trying to frustrate the effort. But I couldn't eventually I noticed when our president have to come up with it and stand by him. So was able to achieve what he did today. So that is the reason why we also are pleading to the government of Nigeria to come to the rescue of industries and visit. Maybe they can, institute a body who will visit them. What are the challenges? What are the challenges? I'm sure they were able to say one or two things that's more useful, very, very, very important. So that once that thing is being taken care of course, they are good to go. And of course, things will flow. And I believe once the company stands very well, it will add to economy. It will add to economy. There's no way. But when you are not good enough and things are not moving the way it should, of course, it will affect the economy as well. Because you have to pay tax, you have to pay this and all that. So with that, I believe things will be better.
Okay, sir.
I think the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria should mandate it to every industrial paint house. I believe there should be a rule and regulations from the Manufacturer of Nigeria Association, particularly on the paint producers, on what they should do, on maybe the restriction on what should be done or not. So I believe once there's rule that guide every paint house producer, starting from the biggest one, the kappa, the dealers, and all that so forth. So downwards to us. So I believe there would be a situation whereby they'll be able to regulate the what should be out there or not. So nobody can control other company since it is not a monopoly. But I believe we have a body that guides industry. So it should be coming from them. They have the power and the authority. So once they can make it mandatory to make a guideline for every industry that produce paint. So I believe there'll be a regulation of what should be or what should not.
All right, sir.
Production at some point, losing some of your capital
Yes,
due to inferior material, and then coming up with another great effort now to make sure you are able to weather the storm and be able to come up with quality material so that the larger society can benefit and have value for their money. I think we deserve a competition for it. So I also wish that some of us who have also attended also do justice by trying to amplify what the good work that we have been doing at US Commercial Industry Limited. This note I say good afternoon to everybody. Thank you.
you're welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. And lastly, let me add this. We would like you people to put more uh, effort to speak out to one of our one of our very important banks that deal with industry. That's the BOI. BOI are in position to take care of both the old company industries, both the new, both the upcoming and all that. Please to look into how it will be very easy for industries to, to accept their phone. Most times when we walk up to them, is one condition or after, which is not attainable, which is not affordable. So I believe they are also being careful as well You know, you know, in that particular point, you have to exhibit your genuinity. I understand that. But at the same time, we still need to appeal to them that some of us we actually need their support to move forward. Of course, if we are better, then also we stand better as well. And I want to believe that they are there because of some people like us. So help us to reach out to them to also look into. That's why I say government alone cannot do it. So people like them also are on ground, so they should be able to also look into it. So when we go to them, they should be able to at least assess us and hack into our needs. Thank you, sir.